How's it, guys? This is Dayvy FPL and welcome back to another Fantasy Premier League video here on my channel. Now in this video we're going to be going over how my team got on in Game Week 7 before we turn our attention to the team selection for Game Week 8 and what transfer options I'm kind of considering. So firstly, I wanted to give a little bit of a disclaimer. It is yet again that time of the year, my test week, so I'm having to record this video on Monday afternoon before the Man United versus Arsenal fixture. So just keep that in mind. Obviously the overall ranks won't have updated yet, but we can kind of get a rough estimate of where we're going to be finishing, and I will update you whether it be in the title of the video or in the comments down below where I did finish. So wanted to get that out of the way before we get into the preview. So sit back, relax, and let's get into how my team got on. So as you can see, in Game Week 7, we got 55 points. That is the conclusion. I have no players left to play. Only Greenwood on my bench, but he won't be coming on. But as I said, the overall rank right now is 65k, but that will probably go up, and the average will probably go up as well, as I'm sure a lot of players have Man United or Arsenal players in their FPL squads. So I'm pretty sure that we will be getting a green arrow. Hopefully, touch wood, that does happen and Aubameyang or someone like Pogba or Rashford doesn't go absolutely insane tonight. But I think that we will be getting a green arrow, and that is good in my books. We got 55 points above the average of 44, but as I said, that average will probably go up and we will see probably a little bit of a drop in rank. But as I said, I will update you on that. 435 points overall, which is looking quite good. I'm just happy to be in that top 100k. But let's get on to how the team performed this game week. So Matt Ryan with a lovely 4 points against Chelsea. I won't lie, I wasn't expecting much from Matt Ryan, and to get 4 points is absolutely great. He's been getting a lot of save points recently, so in my previous video I said I hope that he gets onto the kind of save form he has in previous seasons, and he definitely looks to be onto that. So I'm happy to have Ryan over other options such as Pope, but he does have some tough fixtures coming up, so not really expecting much from him in the future. And if you can kind of rack up these bonus save points, I'm going to be perfectly happy with that. Then we have Robertson coming on with another haul of 6 points. He did haul in the previous game, so it's nice to see that he's got a little bit of consistency here. I must admit that Liverpool were quite lucky to hold on to that clean sheet against Sheffield United, who definitely surprised me with how good they were going forward, and I'm pretty sure they should have scored one of their big chances. But Robertson, 6 points is much welcomed into my FPL lineup, and I do think that he has shown some defensive consistency. He is getting forward a little bit more. He did have quite a nice shot against Sheffield United, but just dragged it a little bit wide. But I was kind of going up with Robertson's name in lights when he was going up for that volley. Then we go with Zinchenko, who luckily did start, but unluckily for me, Man City didn't keep the clean sheet. So Zinchenko just with the 2 points. He does look like he will be rotated in the future, but it looks like if Pep wants to go a little bit more defensive, he is playing the Ukrainian, but I don't think that I can be banking on him starting every single game week. So definitely a transfer out. With Man City's overall defense, they are looking a little bit less secured without Laporte. So one thing to keep in your mind if you are trying to bring Man City defense in, there could be other options that we could look for and other better defensive options. Then we have Nathan Ake, nearly my man of the moment. With 5 points, he managed to get an assist, but I did manage to punch the wall when he did score that goal. I punched the wall, then I read that it was disallowed due to an offside, so unfortunately I couldn't unpunch the wall, but a little bit of an overzealous reaction there from myself, and just another reason of why maybe VAR or celebrating too early is coming back to bite us FPL managers. But if he did manage to score that goal, I would have been absolutely ecstatic, as I've kind of had to rely on Ake's attacking returns recently just due to Bournemouth's defense being so poor. So Ake, as I said in the previous team selection, is definitely one that I'm considering transferring out, but he does have a couple of nice fixtures that he might even be able to get another attacking return from. Then going into midfield, we have Mount with 6 points. Definitely producing well for his price bracket and looks to be assured in that Frank Lampard starting 11. So I'm definitely going to be holding him for those lovely Chelsea fixtures. Can't be said the same for Cantwell and Pukki, who yet again managed to get a combined 4 points. I don't really know what's happened with Norwich, but away from home they seem to be quite terrible. But luckily they do have a nice home fixture coming up, so hopefully they can reward us for our patience and get us some nice hauls. Then we have De Bruyne with an ever consistent 9 points. He seems to be the most consistent FPL provider in my lineup, so definitely one that I'm considering captaining in future game weeks, and I might even just leave the captaincy on him from now to the end of the season. With De Bruyne, apparently he missed training today, so just want to keep your eye on if he is injured, but I'm sure we'll get some reassurance from Pep come that game week 8 deadline press conference. Then we have Salah with 3 points. Very disappointed with him. Watched the game, missed an absolute one-on-one sitter. To be honest, Henderson did defend it quite well, but Salah overall was getting in some nice positions, but his finishing product was a bit poor, how it usually is with Mohamed Salah, and I was becoming a little bit frustrated with him recently as he's simply not performing for his price point, and one that I'm maybe considering downgrading to overall boost the other departments of my FPL squad. And Raheem Sterling with a goal against Everton. He was my captain for this game week, managed to get 7 points doubled, and I was so relieved when I went onto the app and saw that he scored. As I said, just a moment of relief as my captain finally returned. I know he probably wasn't the best option as De Bruyne got 2 more points, but I'm definitely happy with the 7 points after even considering Salah. Just happy that he did return. Sterling's a little bit of a weird one as he doesn't seem to be in the best form right now, but I'm willing to give him a couple game weeks to see how he adjusts and keeping him for now. Then in attack, we have Abraham with 2 points. Apparently had so many big chances, but he just wasn't able to capitalize on them. But as I said in the preview for Game Week 8, at least he's getting those big chances, and I'm sure one of these game weeks he's going to be returning with a goal or two, and then us FPL managers are going to be quite happy. Already spoke about Pookie, and as you can see on my bench, Greenwood is starting hopefully against Arsenal. Apparently Paul Pogba and Marcus Rashford have been seen at the hotel, so you can probably read into that what you will. But I was hoping that Greenwood might start, and I was hoping that he did do well, as then we could maybe look at another player to bring into our lineups. He is 4.4 now, has dropped in price, so if he was playing, we could maybe play him every odd game week, but it just looks like he's maybe missed his chance now. Then with Dean with 1 point, wasn't going to be playing him against Man City, but probably will be playing him in future game weeks. And a lot of people are kind of losing a little bit of patience with him, but Everton do have some nice fixtures, and hopefully Dean can get some returns. And then Lundstrom with 2 points. I must say overall Sheffield United defended very well against Liverpool, and if that's anything to note for the upcoming game weeks, I will be very comfortable playing Lundstrom as he continues to start in that out of position kind of player. Every time he got the ball, whether it was a corner or just a potential assist from halfway, I had my heart in my mouth as I knew that I had him third sub yet again, and I was just praying that he didn't return again. But now, let's get on to how the team is going to be setting out for Game Week 8. So far, this is how the team looks, barring no injuries, touch wood there won't be any, and no transfers made. I do have the one free transfer, but we'll be going over how my mind is kind of setting out with my transfer plans later on in the video. But starting off with Ryan at home against Spurs, I'm very happy that it is a home fixture, as another away fixture against a top 4 side would just be too much to handle. I'm hoping that he can get another save point, maybe even the clean sheet. I think that might be a little bit of too unrealistic expectations there for Ryan. Coming off the back of a 4-point appearance, if he does repeat that against Spurs, I'll be more than happy. Then with Robertson in defense against Leicester, a very tough fixture. Leicester have been playing very well recently. I know they did have the red card for Newcastle, which maybe flattered the scoreline a little bit, but Leicester do seem to be one of the most informed teams this season, and definitely challenging for that top 4 spot. So I'm hoping that Robertson can continue his defensive form here and hopefully get a clean sheet, or maybe even attacking return. As I said, he is getting quite forward a lot and getting the odd shot, and I'm sure he's going to be scoring an absolute worldie sooner or later this season. Then with Zinchenko in defense, kind of just playing him, hoping that he starts. Could be looking to transfer him out. I'm going to be assessing how the Champions League kind of plays out midweek, as City do have a home fixture against a relatively easier opponent, so I'm pretty sure that Mendy will be playing that game, and then hopefully Zinchenko can get the nod against Wolves at home. Wolves coming off the back of that win on the weekend, probably a little bit more confident. They do have that Europa League, which seems to be stretching their squad a little bit and causing a kind of a little bit of tiredness, so I'm backing Man City to get a clean sheet at home, as Liverpool and Man City are a lot better at home. They should be getting some more defensive returns, and as I said, just hoping that Zinchenko starts. Then we have Lucas Dean against Burnley. Last season against Burnley, he scored a massive amount of points. So kind of hoping the history repeats itself here and Dean gets another haul. I'm willing to hold him for the next 2 fixtures against Burnley and West Ham before we kind of look at transferring him out. There are the options of Pereira, but we'll talk about that a little bit later on. Going into midfield, we have the same midfield and attack as last game week. We have Mount against Southampton, and I'm really backing Chelsea to get a result here. Hopefully not too many strenuous minutes midweek in the Champions League, and we can see Mount and Abraham come out fresh against the Southampton squad. I'm pretty sure that Southampton will be coming out raring to go after having dropped points, having let Spurs go down to 10 men and not even getting results against them. So I'm pretty sure they're going to be fiery, but I'm sure that Mount and Abraham can get some returns. Maybe the defense will be looking a little bit less assured, but attack is looking great with that youth. We have Cantwell against Aston Villa along with Pukki. This was the fixture I was talking about. Norwich are just simply better at home, and against Aston Villa, who seem to be conceding quite a couple goals. So I'm hoping that Cantwell and Pukki can get back into that attacking form and get us some FPL points. Then we have De Bruyne at home against Wolves. Probably a definite captaincy option this game week at home. De Bruyne is absolutely stellar, and I'm sure he's going to be getting some points again. I just don't have the captaincy on him now as with this whole injury news. This is recorded, as I said, Monday afternoon, and even now they've been reported that he missed training. So just keep your eyes on that one, and I'm sure we'll be getting a lot of news come that Game Week 8 deadline about De Bruyne. So right now I have the captaincy on Sterling. I think I'm backing him to get another return, hopefully back-to-back returns. I don't think he's had back-to-back returns this FPL season, so hoping that he gets on the score sheet again and maybe even a double-digit haul. Then we have Salah against Leicester. I think this season Salah is a lot better at home as well, so hopefully he can get some returns. I'm not willing to captain him that much, as I just think that the Wolves fixture is a lot better than the Leicester after kind of Leicester's resurgence this season and just how good they're looking overall. In attack, Abraham and Pukki, as I've mentioned with Mount and Cantwell, are pretty good fixtures. I'm hoping that they can get some returns here. And then I'll be looking at a nice score and hopefully a green arrow. Coming on the bench is probably the first dilemma I'm dealing with this game week is Lundstrom against Watford away. I think Watford played a lot better this week than the scoreline depicted, and I do think that hopefully Lundstrom could keep that clean sheet and then maybe come in for the likes of Zinchenko if Zinchenko doesn't start. I'm perfectly happy playing Lundstrom over any of my defenders this week, as he's playing out of position, as I said, and he is looking quite good. And Sheffield United keep it quite tidy at the back, so I'm pretty sure that we could be looking at some defensive returns in the future. But I'm probably going to be having him on the bench, as I just favour my other defenders a little bit more. Greenwood on the bench, a little bit of uncertainty if he does start or not. If he doesn't start against Arsenal or play, I think that's a given that he's not going to be playing much this Premier League season. So he probably will be remaining on my bench for the upcoming game weeks. Then we have Ake against Arsenal. It is an away fixture, and it is Bournemouth's defense, and it is Arsenal's attack. So I don't think that Ake is going to be getting a clean sheet. Might get another consistent attacking return, but I kind of have to play my odds here and play my better fixture defenders. So this is how the team kind of lines up. It's kind of a probability that De Bruyne could be our captain come that Game Week 8 deadline. But just follow me on Twitter for the final team. But let's get into my transfer thoughts for this upcoming game week. So as you can see, all my transfer thoughts are in defense. My defense is looking a little bit lackluster with the likes of Zinchenko's rotation and Dean not performing that well. So if I was to make a transfer, it would probably be in the defense. I could transfer out Ake for any of Soyuncu or Tomori, as they are cheaper, but if I was looking to transfer out Dean, I could bring in Pereira or Alonso. So you can kind of see how I've favoured Leicester and Chelsea just down to their great fixtures. They've had a fixture swing last game week, so it's kind of a sea of green from now till the foreseeable future. So definitely want to kind of jump on these bandwagons. I do favour Pereira due to his attacking threat, but it's quite a similar situation between Pereira and Alonso. They offer that attacking threat, but are a lot more expensive than their cheaper teammates of Soyuncu and Tomori. So if I am looking to downgrade Ake, it will be to the likes of Soyuncu, Tomori. But as I said, Dean would be Pereira or Alonso. If I had to rate them, I probably would favour Alonso the most, just due to his attacking form. But then again, there is that threat of Emerson coming back, which probably makes Pereira a little bit of a better option due to him being nailed. But these are kind of who I'm looking at. I could maybe opt for someone else. I could downgrade the likes of Zinchenko to Otamendi, but right now it kind of looks like I'll be favoring these two defenses just because of their great fixtures. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please like it if you did enjoy it, and subscribe if you're new or have not subscribed yet. If you have any comments, drop them down below or tweet me at Twitter. My Twitter account is at DayvyFPL. I'll leave it down in the link in the description. But otherwise, if I don't get to you, probably one of our lovely community will. But I'm going to be signing off. This has been DayvyFPL, and I'm out. Cheers. Bye.